She's 11 years old. Every morning, she climbs 800 meters of steel ladder. No safety harness. No backup plan. Just her hands, her feet, and 2,556 vertical steps between home and school. This is her commute. Twice a day. 5 days a week. And she says, it's normal. At 1,400 meters elevation, where a single mistake means death, 1,400 people have built their lives on vertical cliffs. Not because they're trapped, because they choose to stay. This is China, where gravity is just another problem to solve. Over the next 20 minutes, you'll meet 3 people living at 3 different heights. A child who climbs to learn. An adult who climbs to survive. An elder who's climbed for 60 years and says the hardest part isn't the height. And by the end, you'll understand why they refuse to come down. But first, you need to see just how vertical this place really is. To understand how 1,400 people don't just survive on vertical cliffs, but actually thrive, you need to know where this place is. And why anyone would climb here in the first place. Sichuan province. Southwestern China. Where the earth doesn't slope, it erupts. Cast limestone mountains shooting straight up, 1,000 meters of sheer cliff face. No gentle hills. No gradual inclines. Just vertical. The climate? Subtropical monsoon. Mist hangs in the valleys most days. Rain comes fast and heavy. Which means these cliffs aren't just steep, they're slippery and isolated. Before 1980, the only way up was vine ladders tied by hand. Right now, across 5 villages carved into these cliffs, 1,400 people live between 400 and 1,400 meters elevation. That's 5 separate communities, each perched on ledges that shouldn't hold houses, growing food on slopes that shouldn't grow anything, raising children who climb before they can ride a bike. Here's what nobody tells you about this place. It wasn't always home. It was a hiding place. 400 years ago, during the Qing dynasty, ethnic minorities fled here. Not because the cliffs were welcoming, because they were unreachable. Bandits couldn't follow. Armies couldn't climb. Persecution couldn't reach them if they went vertical. So they climbed and they stayed and they built. They developed vertical agriculture, carving terraces into 70-degree slopes. They created rope and pulley systems to trade with the valley below. They raised families in houses literally built into cliff faces. They didn't have roads. They had rock faces and homemade ladders. For 400 years, isolation meant survival. Being vertical meant being safe. But here's the paradox. They're not isolated anymore. In 1984, the government installed the first steel ladders, replacing the vine and bamboo ones that killed someone every few years. In 2016, they built a steel staircase, 2,556 steps from bottom to top. The outside world arrived. Electricity came. Cell phones work. The internet reaches the cliff tops. And everyone assumed they'd live. They didn't. Today, children climb down to attend school at the base, then climb back up every afternoon. Adults climb down to sell cliff-grown crops at premium prices. Young people leave for university, then come back to farm the vertical land their grandparents cleared. The government offered to relocate everyone. Build them houses in the valley. Flat land, easy access, modern conveniences. 90% said no. When asked why, the answer is always the same. Because this is home. But what does home mean when getting there requires 800 meters of ladder? When raising a family means teaching your children to climb before teaching them to read? When your livelihood depends on defying gravity every single day? You're about to meet 3 people who can answer that. 3 different heights, 3 different reasons. 3 different ways of turning vertical into normal. The first person you need to meet. She's 11 years old. She climbs twice daily. And she's faster than most adults. From the valley floor, we follow the path every child in these villages knows by heart. The path that goes straight up. This is the steel staircase. 2,556 steps. 800 meters of vertical climbing. Built in 2016 to replace the vine ladders that swayed in the wind and rotted in the rain. It takes an adult 90 minutes to climb up, 60 minutes to climb down. That's if you're fit, if you're careful, if the weather cooperates. The children do it in less. Meet May. She's 11 years old. She's made this climb over 2,000 times. And she's about to show you what normal looks like when gravity is your daily opponent. Her morning starts at 5:30. Breakfast with her family. Rice porridge, pickled vegetables, tea. Her backpack waits by the door. Opt kilograms. Textbooks, notebooks, lunch, water. everything she needs for a day. At 6, she begins the descent. Never alone. 15 children from her village make this climb together. Ages 6 to 14. They've developed a system. The older ones lead. The middle ones stay in the center. The youngest follow, watched by everyone. 3-point contact. Always. 2 hands and 1 foot, or 2 feet and 1 hand. Never let go until the next grip is secure. That's the first rule May learned when she was 6. The second rule, watch the weather. Mist is okay. Light rain is manageable. But heavy rain? You wait. The steel gets slippery. Visibility drops. Even the children know when to stop. The third rule, watch each other. If someone slips, everyone stops. If someone's tired, everyone slows down. If someone's scared, everyone waits. This isn't just a commute. It's a survival protocol practiced 2,000 times until it becomes muscle memory. May's record time going down is 52 minutes. She's the fastest in her village. The other children call her Mountain Goat because she barely seems to touch the steps. But here's what she says when you ask if she's ever afraid. Not of the height, of disappointing my parents. Her father farms their cliff plot. Her mother tends their small livestock. Her grandparents are too old to climb anymore, so they stay at the top, managing the household. The entire family depends on this land, this vertical half-acre carved into the mountainside 400 years ago by their ancestors. Moving to the valley would mean starting over. New land, if they could afford it. New community. New identity. Leaving behind everything their family did. Literally, into this mountain. So, May climbs because school is at the bottom, but home is at the top. And she's not willing to give up either one. Her dream? I want to become a teacher. Come back here. Teach at the base school. So other children from the cliffs don't have to leave to learn. But she's not the only one making this calculation. Her father has been making it for 30 years. His name is Wei. He's 43 now. When he was May's age, there were no steel steps. Just vine ladders, some over 100 years old, tied together by his grandfather and repaired every few months when the rain weakened them. He remembers the fear. Every morning, my mother would check the ladder, pull on each rung, test the bone, Some mornings, she wouldn't let me go. Too dangerous. I missed school, but I stayed alive. 3 children from his village didn't. Fell during his childhood. One was his friend. When the government installed the steel ladder in 1984, it changed everything. When they built the full staircase in 2016, it changed everything again. Now, Wei says, I watch Mei go every morning. I still worry. Every day I worry. But the fear is different. We have iron ladders. She has steel. We had no choice. She has options. That's the paradox he lives with. Could we move down? Yes. The government offered housing, good housing, but we'd lose our farm. And our farm is who we are. His cliff plot produces potatoes and corn. Not much, but enough for his family, plus a small surplus he sells at the valley market. The income barely covers expenses. If this were only about economics, the choice would be simple. Move down, get a job, stop risking your daughter's life twice a day. But it's not about economics. This land is my grandfather's legacy. His father cleared these terraces with hand tools. 4 generations have climbed these cliffs. If I leave, that ends. So every morning, he watches Mei descend. Every afternoon, he watches her climb back up. And every time, he holds his breath until she's home. But here's what he doesn't say, what Mei tells me later. My father thinks I don't see him watching. But I do, and I climb carefully, not because I'm afraid, but because I know he is. That's the unspoken bargain of vertical life. The children climb for education. The parents stay for identity. And everyone shoulders the risk together because the alternative, leaving, feels like a different kind of danger. The danger of losing who you are. Mei finishes school at 3. The climb back up takes longer. She's tired from the day. Her backpack is just as heavy, now filled with homework instead of lunch. The afternoon heat makes the steel rungs hot to touch. But she climbs with her 14 classmates. Following the same protocol, 3-point contact. Watch the weather. Watch each other. By 4:30, she's home. She'll do homework until she's help her mother with chores. Sleep by 9. And tomorrow, she'll do it again. 2,556 steps down. 2,556 456 steps up. Every school day for 6 years so far. 3 more years until she finishes middle school. That's over 3 million vertical steps before she turns 15. Most people don't climb that much in life. For May, it's just Tuesday. May climbs for education. 400 meters higher, someone climbs for survival. From May's village at 400 meters, we climb higher. Past the mist line. Past where most tourists stop. To 800 meters elevation, where the air is thinner, the cliffs are steeper, and someone is growing food on a surface that shouldn't support life. This is Zhang's farm. Though calling it a farm feels wrong. It's more like a vertical garden carved into a cliff face at a 70-degree angle. The terraces are narrow, 2 meters wide. Maybe 3 in places. Stone walls hold back just enough soil to plant potatoes, corn, a few vegetables. His entire plot, if you could lay it flat, would be about half an acre. But it's not flat. It's vertical. Which means every single task, planting, watering, harvesting, requires climbing. Zhang is 43 years old. He's been farming this cliff for 20 years. And he's about to explain why he stays when the valley farmers have it so much easier. His day starts at 5. 2 hours before May begins her school descent. Because Zhang's climb takes longer. He's not just climbing, he's carrying supplies. Seeds, tools, fertilizer, water when the spring runs low. 30 kilograms on his back, strapped with rope harness his grandfather taught him to tie. The climb to his plot takes 2 hours, going up. 90 minutes coming back down with his harvest. He makes this trip 6 days a week, 10 months a year. Only winter, when snow makes the rocks impassable, gives him rest. Here's what his vertical farm produces. Enough potatoes and corn to feed his family of 4 for the year, plus a 40% surplus he sells at the valley market. His annual income from this cliff? 15,000 yuan. That's about $2,100. A valley farmer working flatland with a tractor might make 8,000 yuan from the same crop. Half of what Zhang makes. But the valley farmer doesn't risk his life daily. Doesn't spend 4 hours climbing. Doesn't fight gravity for every potato. So why does Zhang stay vertical? Down there, he says, pointing to the valley, I'm one of 10,000 farmers growing potatoes. Up here, I'm the only one. It's not just about scarcity. It's about quality. His cliff plot sits at 800 meters, where the soil is mineral rich from limestone erosion. His water comes from a spring that filters through 200 meters of rock before it reaches his terraces. No pollution, no industrial runoff, pure. And his crops? They taste different. Restaurants in Chengdu, the provincial capital, 300 kilometers away, pay 3 times the normal price for grown potatoes. They're denser, more flavorful, grown in conditions that stress the plants just enough to concentrate their sugars. What started as a disadvantage, vertical isolation, became his premium market advantage. But it's not just about selling crops. Zhang has innovated in ways valley farmers never needed to. Watch how he moves water. A bamboo pipe aqueduct, hand-built, runs 400 meters horizontally across the cliff face from the spring to his terraces. It took him 3 months to install, working alone, anchored by rope. Gravity does the work. Water flows downhill through the pipes, branching to each terrace level. Watch how he moves harvest. He didn't invent the pulley system. His grandfather did. But Zhang improved it. A cable runs from his highest terrace down to a collection point at 600 meters. He can load 50 kilograms of potatoes into a basket, send it down via pulley, then climb down himself, carrying only 20 kilograms. It doubles his efficiency. His grandfather climbed with a basket on his back. His father climbed with rope and pulley. He climbs with a cable system. Each generation makes it a little less impossible. The government noticed. Last year, they installed a permanent cable system connecting his village to 3 others. What took them 3 hours with a pulley now takes 30 minutes. Access better markets. The vertical disadvantage shrinks a little more. But here's what Zhang doesn't say. What becomes clear after spending time on his cliff. He's not staying for the money. 15,000 yuan a year is barely enough. He could work construction in the city and make 3 times that. His wife works part-time at the valley school. They're not getting rich farming vertically. He's staying because up here, he's not a climber. He's a specialist. He's not competing with industrial agriculture. He's doing something industrial agriculture can't do. And in that impossibility, he found his value. Every farmer in the valley grows the same potatoes the same way. Mine are different because everything about how I grow them is different. The cliff made me innovate. And innovation made me irreplaceable. That's the pattern. What looks like a disadvantage from the outside, vertical farming on deadly cliffs, is actually a moat. No one else can do this. No one else wants to try. Which means Zhang is the price of volume. He's competing on uniqueness. And uniqueness, it turns out, pays premium. But it costs too. His knees ache every winter. His hands are calloused so thick he can grip hot metal without flinching. He's had 3 close calls, slips that could have killed him, saved only by his safety rope and reflexes honed over 20 years. His 2-year-old son watches him climb, asks questions about the farm, helps during planting season, and Zhang sees himself at 12, watching his own father, learning the same cliffs. Will my son farm this cliff? Zhang shakes his head. I don't know. I won't force him. This life is hard. But if he chooses it, I'll teach him everything, including how to make it less hard than it was for me. That's the deal with vertical living. Each generation takes the impossible their parents faced and makes it slightly more possible. Not easy, just possible. And if enough generations do that, impossible becomes normal. Not because the cliff got less steep, because the people got more capable. Zhang finishes his workday at 4, loads his harvest onto the cable system, watches it descend, then climbs down himself, 90 minutes of careful footwork, arriving home as the sun sets. Tomorrow, he'll do it again. And the day after, and the day after that, until winter snow makes climbing suicide. Then he'll rest for 2 months and start over in spring. May climbs for education. Zhang climbs for livelihood. Both found ways to turn vertical into viable. But 600 meters higher up the mountain, someone's been climbing longer than both of them combined. And she says the hardest climb isn't physical. From Zhang's farm at 800 meters, we climb to the highest inhabited point on these cliffs. Where the mist clears and you can see 50 kilometers in every direction. Where 12 families, 47 people total, live in houses literally carved into the mountain. Getting here takes 3 hours through valley floor. Most tourists stop at 800 meters. The climb beyond that is steeper, more exposed, less maintained. Only the people who live here make this journey regularly. And one of them has been making it for 60 years. Meet Chen. She's 68 years old. Born in this village, raised here, married here, had 3 children here, and in 6 decades, she's never lived anywhere else for more than 2 weeks. She estimates she's made over 15,000 climbs. Up and down, that's roughly 24 million meters of vertical elevation, enough to climb Mount Everest 2,700 times. Her legs are stronger than most 40-year-olds. Her lungs work like she's 30. The mountain hasn't weakened her. It's refined her. But when I ask her about her past climb, she doesn't talk about the weather or the knees, or the time she slipped and caught herself one-handed at 1,200 meters. She talks about the day her husband died. We'd climbed together for 40 years, she says. Every morning down to check the goats. Every evening back up to sleep. Side by side. I never thought about the climb. I thought about her. And then one morning, I climbed alone. That was the hardest. She's quiet for a moment. Then, the cliff didn't get steeper. I got lonely. And I learned something. The mountain isn't challenge. The mountain is just the mountain. How you feel about it, that's the challenge. Chen has watched this village transform. When she was young, there were no steel ladders. Children didn't go to school because school was impossible to reach. Women gave birth on the cliff because getting to a hospital meant a day's climb while in labor. 3 of her neighbors died in falls. One was her sister. We weren't living, she says. We were surviving. There's a difference. In 1984, the steel ladders arrived. Suddenly, children could attend school. Medical emergencies became survivable. The village stopped shrinking and started stabilizing. In 2016, the government built the full staircase and installed the cable system. Electricity reached the top. Internet came 2 years later. Solar panels power their homes. Rainwater collection systems give them clean water without carrying it from the spring. Now we're not just surviving. We're choosing. When the government offered relocation, Chen refused. They asked why I'd stay in a place this hard. I told them, this place isn't hard. It's home. Hard as leaving 60 years of climbing, 40 years of marriage, a lifetime of knowing these rocks. That's hard. She shows me her cliff garden. Vegetables, growing in wooden boxes anchored to the rock face. Herbs hanging from ropes strung between stone outcrops. Everything vertical, everything precarious, everything thriving. People think we live here despite the cliff, she says. We live here because of the cliff. It made us strong. It made us innovative. It made us a community that doesn't.
Am I maintaining that isn't serving me?
You take away the cliff.
Enk found liberation by releasing everything that we...
3 of her children left for university. 2 came back. 1 stayed in Chengdu, working in tech, earning in 1 month what Chen earns in a year from selling her vegetables and goat. But that daughter
can't survive winter. Ancient technique, modern necessity. That's the pattern. But here's what.
Brings her own children, Chen's grandchildren, to learn the roots. She wants them to know where they come from, Chen said. Not the place. The climb.
Hunts with them for 7 years, then releases them to breed. The cycle.
What
each eagle caught 50 plus foxes. That's 400 plus foxes eliminated.
Let me show
at
you
$100 of prevented livestock.
By technology. Her 14-year-old granddaughter is learning now. 7th generation. The method doesn't change.
The future? She said. The future is my granddaughter holding an eagle. Hoping the climate becomes milder, the economy more forgiving, the choices more clear.
Constraint breeds innovation. May's village developed the buddy system because climbing alone is deadly. The constraint of danger created protection stronger than individual skill.
Show you where to start looking.
Zhang invented his pulley system.
And if your unlivable challenge includes Mongolia, if your soul,
impossible.
That's less than most people spend on a weekend trip to nowhere special.
Innovation Valley farmers never needed.
Travel is cheaper, more flexible, more challenging.
Generation
Rent a car with a driver, about
because flat land didn't exist.
$100 per day. Or take local buses, cheap but slow and unpredictable. You'll need.
Stood 400 years while valley houses flood. Your obstacle isn't stopping you.
Dollars fed me better in Mongolia than $50 does in New York.
Second lesson.
Street
value isn't where you think it is. Zhang's cliff potatoes are worth 3 times valley potatoes. Same crop, different altitude. The difficulty of growing them vertically became their selling point.
It's freedom.
Premium
That's not minimalism as aesthetic. That's minimalism as strategy.
They pay for difficult.
Here's what inks.
May's village receives tourist money. People pay to
each eagle caught 50 plus foxes. That's 400 plus foxes eliminated. At $100 of prevented livestock.
They did something impossible. The danger that isolated them for centuries became their economic advantage in 1 generation. Chen's grandchildren grow up with a story most kids don't have. That story shapes them, makes them believe difficulties.
By technology. Her 14-year-old granddaughter is learning now. 7th generation. The method doesn't change.
The future? She said.
What makes you
The future is my granddaughter holding an eagle.
Paranoia.
Third lesson.
It's respect for reality.
Home
That's Baatar watching winter come. Not scared.
It's a choice.
Just ready.
Because consumption matters more than consumption.
Gave them an exit, housing, land, safety, comfort. 90%
Something in a year, you don't own it. It owns you.
Not because they're stubborn.
Start with 10.
A smartphone in the other.
Because leaving would
Both
mean
work,
losing something
both
more
matter.
important than safety.
What's one tradition worth keeping?
Their
She says
identity.
nothing important actually changed. How can both be
May's
true?
family climbs because
From
their
this desert.
ancestors cleared this land 400 years ago. Leave, and the story ends. Zhang climbs because up here he's an innovator.
Name.
Down
Everyone
there,
knows my story.
he'd be ordinary.
I went from having everything to having enough.
Chen climbs
And this-
because 60 years taught her that she's capable of things she didn't know were possible. That knowledge doesn't transfer to flat land. It only exists vertically.
This is very fresh,
Home is
Arul.
the place
Yes,
that makes
made
you
just
who you
yesterday.
are.
I'll take this one then.
Even if that place tries to kill you sometimes.
From elders. Building relationships that matter.
These
His
three
journey,
lessons.
his traditional felt home, costs
They're not just about
$50.
cliffs in China. They're about every impossible thing you're facing right now.
The Gobi didn't give him freedom.
What's your vertical
Subtraction did. The Gobi just made it
climb?
obvious.
What's the thing in your life that's exhausting, dangerous, seems impossible? What if you stopped trying
Different
to
answer to the
eliminate
same
it
question.
and started mastering
From the
it?
frozen north, we journey to the...
May climbs 2,556 steps for school.
More valuable
Zhang
than gold.
climbs for potatoes worth
Where
3
emptiness
times
takes
more.
on a whole new meaning.
Chen climbs
This is
because 60
where Enk
years
chose to
taught
live.
her that difficulty isn't
Meet
the
Enk.
enemy.
He's 28.
Comfort is
5 years ago, he left.
Comfort doesn't teach you anything. They're not suffering on these cliffs. They're thriving. Not despite the vertical. Because of it. Maybe you can't answer yet.
He needs.
That's okay.
Nothing he doesn't.
But I can show you
Before we
where
go
to start
further,
looking.
I need to tell you.
And if your vertical climb includes actually visiting these cliffs, here's everything you need to know. First question, can you visit? Yes, but with serious limitations. Atuler Village,
Months into
most
that
famous
life,
cliff
something
village,
broke.
allows tourists.
He describes it like this.
The government
I had
opened
everything.
controlled access in 2017 after the steel staircase was completed. But this isn't the thing.
People get backwards.
This is real
More isn't
danger
freedom.
with real
More is maintenance.
consequences.
More is insurance. More
You need
is.
to be between 12 and 65 years old, in good health, with no fear of heights. If you have vertigo,
Own costs
heart
you twice.
conditions, or can't
Once when you
handle
buy
3
it.
hours of intense
And
climbing,
again, every
isn't
day
for you.
after.
Best time to visit? April through October. That's dry
Removed
season.
everything that wasn't essential?
The steps are
What
less
would be left?
slippery.
The answer?
Weather is more predictable.
Freedom.
Visibility
moved.
is better. November through March. Winter storms make the climb dangerous even for locals. Don't try it.
Average salary
Here's
of
how you get
$500. His costs?
Fly
$800.
into
The rest?
Chengdu,
Freedom.
the
But here's
capital
where
of
it.
Sichuan province. From there, take a bus to Zhaozhou County. That's 3 hours through mountain roads. The bus costs about 50 yuan, around $7. From Zhaojue, you must hire a local guide. This isn't optional. Tourists aren't allowed to climb alone. Guides cost 150 yuan per day. About
okay, here's the first bowl.
Thank you. Oh, this smells wonderful.
Cheers, everyone. Enjoy.
The safe rest points, the evacuation routes if something goes wrong. More importantly, they know when to turn back. Listen to them. Accommodation options. You
see
can
how the
stay in
knot
a
holds
village
firm.
homestay at the
Now
top
always
for
check the
80
girth on the
yuan
horse
per
before we
night,
ride, eh?
about $11.
Like this.
You'll sleep in a basic room, eat with a local family, experience actual cliff life. Or you can stay at base camp, which is safer and more comfortable at 120 yuan per night, about $17. Most first-time visitors choose base camp. The homestays for people who've climbed before and know what they're getting into. The climb itself takes 2 to 3 hours going up, depending on your fitness level.
Did you hear about the new pasture by the eastern hills?
The pace.
Yes, the grass is thick there this season.
Don't try to
We should
rush.
move the flock soon.
I agree.
This isn't a race. It's a test of whether you can maintain focus and technique for 3 hours straight on vertical terrain. Total cost for a 2-day experience, around 800 yuan, that's about $110. That includes bus, guide, accommodation, and meals. It's cheap compared to most adventure tourism.
It is warm in here tonight, my love.
Yes,
But the
the
price
fire is
isn't
very
the
good.
barrier.
I am glad we are here together.
Your capability is what you need to bring. Gloves.
Like
Not
the steppe grass,
optional.
we bend with the wind, but
Your
never
hands will
break.
grip steel for hours.
600 kilometers south,
Withoat gloves,
the vast
you'll
Gobi
shred
Desert
your
coming into
palms in
view.
the first 30 minutes.
Welcome,
Water.
brother. It has been too long.
3 liters
How is your family?
minimum.
They are well. And yours?
You'll
The
sweat
steppe is
more
green this
than
year.
you expect at altitude. Snacks. High calorie, easy to eat while resting. Energy bars, nuts, dried fruit.
Batu,
A
the yaks are
small
moving towards the
backpack.
eastern ridge. We need to redirect them before the storm hits.
Emphasis on
Over.
small. Every kilogram matters when you're climbing vertically for 3 hours. What you should not bring. Your phone in your hand.
Preparation
If
checklist.
you want
Hay
photos,
stacked, windbreaks
use a
in
strap.
place, core animals selected,
Dropping your
specifically a
phone
drove
means it
of
falls
Berkshire pigs.
800 meters and potentially hits someone below. Valuables. Jewelry, expensive watches, anything you can't afford to lose. Large cameras. Unless you're a professional and know how to secure equipment while climbing, leave
This
the
is the
DSLR
finest cashmere
at
from my
home.
herd. Very high quality.
It is fine,
phone
but I can
camera
only
is
pay
enough.
80,000.
90,000 is my final price.
Weather changes fast in these mountains. Your guide will check forecasts, but conditions
95,
can
96,
shift in
97, all
minutes.
strong. 102,
If your
very
guide
good.
says we're turning back, you turn back. No arguments. 3 tourists have died since
She's burning up, Doctor.
2017
I don't know what to do.
because they
Her
insisted
temperature is
on
over 103.
continuing when
Please,
guides
we need
said
help now.
stop. Don't be the fool. One more thing about weather. Mist is common. You'll be climbing through clouds sometimes. Visibility drops to a few meters. This is normal. This is why you have a guide. Stay close. Don't wander. Don't try to get a better photo angle. People have stepped off the path thinking they were on solid ground. They weren't. Cultural respect matters here. These are people's homes, not a tourist attraction. When you're in the villages, ask permission before photographing anyone, especially children.
They are delicious,
Don't leave
thank you.
trash. Not a single wrapper. What you carry up, you carry down. Don't be loud. These communities value quiet. Your adventure tourism is their Tuesday. Be respectful of that. Support the local economy properly. If you stay in a homestay, pay the agreed price and don't haggle. Buy cliff-grown vegetables if they're selling them. Hire local guides, not outside tour companies that take the profit away from the people. Your tourist money can help these communities or it can destroy them. Choose help. Here's the ethical reality. Tourism brings income to villages that had none. It funds school supplies for kids like May.
Everyone knows my
jobs
story.
for farmers like Zhang when the
I went from
growing
having
season
everything
ends.
to having enough.
But
And that's
tourism
freedom.
also disrupts
That's not
daily
minimalism
life,
as aesthetic.
brings crowds
That's
during
minimalism
peak
as
season,
strategy.
and sometimes
Here's what inks.
disrespects the culture that makes these places special. Be the kind of tourist that helps. That means following rules, respecting boundaries, supporting local people directly, and understanding that your visit is a privilege they're extending, not a right you're owed. Physical preparation. If you're serious about this climb, train for 2 weeks minimum. Focus on cardio and leg strength.
His traditional skills make him money in
Stair
ways his
climbing
grandfather
is
never
ideal.
imagined. The unthinkable?
Find a tall building. Climb 20 floors. Rest. Climb again. Do this until 20 floors feels manageable. Because 2,556 steps
He's 28.
is equivalent to climbing
5
a
years ago,
70-story
he
building.
left.
Twice, since you have to come back down. Your legs will burn.
Months into that life, something
Your
broke.
lungs will
He describes it like
scream.
this. I had
Your
everything.
hands will ache.
In attention, space, and mental
And
load.
somewhere around step
So he made a bet.
1,800.
What if he?
You'll question why
gets
you're
interesting?
doing this.
This isn't a story about
That's
sacrifice.
normal.
It's a story about subtraction,
Everyone feels
revealing what was
Push
always there.
through. The view from the top.
When I asked
and
Enk
more
what he misses
importantly,
most about
the
City,
knowledge that you did
Employee,
something genuinely
User,
difficult.
subscriber.
That's worth the pain.
Nobody said my name for 6 months.
Here, everyone knows my.
But here's what nobody
His
tells
daughter
you about
recovered.
visiting these cliffs.
but
The
that
climb
moment,
isn't the point.
that's when the community network matters more
The
than.
point is watching an one-year-old pass you on the stairs, moving twice your speed with a backpack, and realizing that your heart is her normal. The point is talking to a farmer who climbs daily with 30 kilograms, and hearing him
would
say
kill most
he's
humans
not
in
tough.
hours.
He just doesn't have another
But
option.
here's what most people miss about survival.
The point is, meeting a 6-8-year-old woman
Batar doesn't live in the past. He uses weather apps. He follows climate forecasts.
It's built one impossible day at a time.
Snow doesn't drift as deep. Location matters more than luck. In September, he reinforces.
By climbing until your legs shake. By standing at 800 meters and looking down at where you started and up at where you're going. And by choosing to keep climbing. These cliffs will teach you what you're capable of. But only if you climb. So go. Book the flight. Fire the gun. Pack the gloves.
GPS trackers.
And go
Ancient traditions power modern businesses. Both survive. Both thrive. This is the...
Because these stories I've been telling you, they're not special. They're normal. That's the point. The impossible is just normal life when you refuse to accept the difficult means defeat. Before you go, 3 things
people don't just survive here, but actually thrive when you need to know we're here.
1. The people
high aerial sweep revealing terrain layers at China High. And by the end, you'll understand why they refuse to come down.
2. What looks like suffering from the outside is often mastery from the inside.
Children who climb before they can ride a bike.
That gap between
Here's what nobody tells
and
you.
Their reality. That's where the lesson lives. These cliffs aren't impossible. They're just different impossible than yours. And if this changed how
60
you
minutes
see
to climb
your
down.
vertical climb.
That's if you're fit, if you're careful, if the...
Next, communities living on active volcanoes. Where lava flows are the neighbor.
On defying gravity
Where eruption
every
isn't
single
if,
day.
But when.
You're about to meet 3 people who can...
The first person you need to meet?
She's 11 years
question.
old. She
Different impossible.
Climbs twice daily.
Click here.
And she's faster than most adults.
Let's find the next one.
From the valley floor, we
started. Insane. Dangerous.
Welcoming.
A mistake.
Because they were unreachable. Bandits couldn't follow. Armies couldn't climb. Persecution couldn't reach.
Right now, across 5 villages carved into these cliffs, 1,400 people.
Same
high aerial sweep revealing terrain layers at China High. And by the end, you'll understand why they refuse to come down.
This means death. 1,400 people have built their lives on vertical cliffs.
Zhang climbs for
not because
innovation. Chen climbs because 60 years taught her that difficulty isn't the enemy. Comfort is... Constraint breeds innovation.
Each eagle caught 50+ foxes.
Difficulty
That's 400+ foxes eliminated. At $100 of prevented livestock.
The future? She said.
That's how impossible becomes
The future
normal.
is my granddaughter holding an eagle.
So what's your
By
800
technology.
meters?
Her 14-year-old granddaughter is learning now. 7th generation.
How you see
the method
impossible,
doesn't change.
I'd love to have you along